Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. And we are underway from Ford Field. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Gone. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta, and he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now a 1st down throw. Gone. It's Williams on the catch. Past the 20. 5. Touchdown. Jamison Williams. 49 yards. And the Lions need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. They said that they wanted to get him involved early, and what a way to cap their opening drive, Charles. We know he's one of the fastest receivers in the NFL, and he showcased it on that play.
And when you have a guy like that, you want to make sure the defense sees him early, right? You want to see how they're going to adjust, how they're going to try and guard him, because they can't replicate his speed in practice unless they've got one of the few guys who are as fast as he is. And all it took was one drive. He burned them, and I don't think it's the last time they call his number in this one.
Dallas now to return it from his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Now Smith and the Seahawks going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 22. A man who played collegiately over in East Lansing. Here's Ken Walker. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down. And going right back to Walker. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Tackle there by Alex Anzalone. This defense tough to run against. And those linebackers, they'll go side to side up the field, and there they get them for no gain.
If you can't get linemen upfield to the 2nd level to occupy them, they have a field day just running to the football and putting ball carriers on the ground. Not many yards after contact when they wrap up like that.
On 2nd down, it's Walker. And he'll get about 3 up close to the 35.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On 3rd down, here's Walker. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the 1st quarter.
On your own side of the field.
Own side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down. Good work there on 4th and 1. They get 7 to move the chains.
I don't care what he's listed in the program. Fullback, running back, tailback, it doesn't matter. He ran that play like a fullback. Just like the old days when we saw the fullback dive. How about him picking that one up?
Oh, they needed a yard on 4th down. That's what he's there for, right?
Exactly. Line him up, short yardage situation, and say, here it is, big man. Go get it.
And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. They'll try for the first with Walker. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Pete Carroll looks like he likes his chances with the offense on the field. They're going for it on 4th. They snap it to Smith. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down, and he'll have it by plenty, as it turns out to be a big gainer there on 4th down. A gain of 26 and a conversion there as well on 4th down. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Walker. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Taken down on the play by Aiden Hutchinson.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Now 2nd and 9. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Third and 8. Geno now to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers. This will be a 34-yard attempt. Myers' kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So from an offensive perspective, at least able to get on the board here right in front of the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, now it's time to talk about complementary football, isn't it? Because if the defense can force a 3 and out, there could be enough time on the clock that they can get the ball back for their offensive guys, maybe put some more points on the board before the half.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute.
Touchdown, Detroit!
Jamison Williams.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Only the 2 catches for him thus far, CD, but both of them have resulted in touchdowns.
And I think he's on the bench right now, Brandon, smiling at his position coach and telling him, all those times you talked to us about efficiency, I'm living it right now.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
I like the call. It looked like the right time to dial up a running back screen. But this one got disrupted right from the start and ends up falling incomplete.
Throwing now is Geno. He hits his target, Lockett. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. Up the middle they run. It's Walker.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line.
So naturally they will decline it. They got the first down anyway on the play.
Who needs a penalty when you picked up the first down through hard work and effort anyway? First down.
Up the middle, here's Walker.
And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line.
They run again with Walker. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. So they'll pass on what would have been a 49-yard field goal attempt, and they're going for it on 4th down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
And this offense has converted twice already here in this first half on 4th down conversions. And here we go again.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback?
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. Smith. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Tyler Lockett, a 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Seahawks get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
Needed a couple yards for the 2-point try. They go to the ground game, and it works.
And sometimes it's the exact right thing to do because a lot of teams play you for the pass. So you spread people out, decide to run the football. You often find good running lanes.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And they may just be content to take this 3-point lead and head into the locker room. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Now Goff on 1st down, eluding the pressure right. Throw right side, complete to Williams. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 15 yards for the Lions there on a 1st down. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that will bring up 2nd down.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Badgley able to punch this one through, and that will do it for this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the third quarter.
And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
On running plays, linemen, of course, have their assignments. That's expected. But it's not often you're expecting to see a cornerback blitzing and run support and tackling the runner for a loss.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's Smith. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
Flying in for that sack, Aiden Hutchinson.
Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
It's certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. They're going to look to throw. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15.
And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
Gibbs. Yeah, he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter.
Montgomery is in for a Lions touchdown.
And maybe that's the magic touch right there. They didn't use him at all in the first half, at least running the football. But here they entrust him with some work down in the red zone, and he responds. 1 carry, 1 touchdown.
Dan Campbell makes the call. His guys will go for 2 here.
Goff looking to throw. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
Now here's Michael Dixon. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. To throw is Goff.
He gets this out wide to Gibbs.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Here's 3rd and 9.
Here's Goff. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Here comes the Lions punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. It's taken to the 26. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Goff.
And that's going to be incomplete.
I'll give them credit winning that first snap and forcing an incompletion. They're hoping that'll deflate the offense a little bit if they took the field charged up after taking over after a turnover.
Now Goff.
This one swung out to Montgomery.
And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st down, Goff. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gibbs. And in for the Lions, touchdown. Jared Goff with his third touchdown pass of the afternoon.
And the Lions have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter.
Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into...
We got London on the trip.
Whole club selling out of hitter doing stadiums. Gold diggers don't come around, they don't survive my radius. I keep it too real for real, and that's that made me rich. That's what made me rich. Hustling, that's what made me rich. Yeah, whole club selling out of hitter doing stadiums. Small minutes don't come around, they don't survive my radius. All I talk about, and that's what really made me rich. Hustling, that's what made me rich. That's what made me rich. The whole club. My crown way too white to be shooting in the eyes. I'm sleeping good at night, see the door don't got no locks. To be spiteful, she best friends with the ops. And that you need better stocks. Standing on my money, dog, please don't get the involved. Ain't nobody running off, rules to the basics. I can't be no son-in-law, I can't take the summer off. I make it look good and all, but this is no vacation. All the goons, they respect me and I know it. Watch your words and your tone, you not a poet. My advice, please don't try to be heroic. Let me know they whole club selling out of hitter doing stadiums. Gold diggers don't come around, they don't survive my radius. I keep it too real for real, and that's what made me rich. That's what made me rich. Hustling, that's what made me rich. Yeah, whole club selling out of hitters doing stadiums. Small business don't come around, they don't survive my radius. All I talk about, and that's what really made me rich. Hustling, that's what made me rich. That's what made me rich. I never had a mentor, only watch Scarface. I met her at a club, she twerk better when her heart break. Hey, hood, the wanna everything that I'm praying for a Bentley and to never go to jail. I'm fresh up out the gutter, I don't know if you can tell. I'm hustling for everything I do for legacy. You can call me any type of day, my dog, I never sleep. The only rule I got is if we don't embarrass me. I write down my problems, then record it just for therapy. Just for clarity. Whole club selling out of hitter doing stadiums. Gold diggers don't come around, they don't survive my radius. I keep it too real for real, and that's what made me rich. That's what made me rich. Hustling, that's what made me rich. Yeah, whole club selling out of hitter doing stadiums. Small business don't come around, they don't survive my radius. All I talk about, and that's what really made me rich. Hustling, that's what made me rich. That's what made me rich. The whole club.
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington. Today, we've got an intriguing NFC matchup lined up here, as it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Seattle Seahawks. The kicker, Brandon Aubrey, is out to get this one started.
And off we go from Seattle.
And good coverage there on special teams as he'll get him down shy of the 20. First and 10, and they've got three tight ends out there. A jumbo package look.
14's the mic. 14's the mic. Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Panther 60. Panther 60.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. A good start. One play, 10 yards. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football off a triple option, you've actually called that play.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. So that'll bring up second down.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
And Walker once more. And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34. Here is 3rd and 5. Hand off here to Walker. And this will be a Seahawks first down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's second down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Here's a 2nd and 8. Now a run with Walker. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Smith escaping the pressure right. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
So play number 10 now coming. It's been a long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it looking at 4th and less than a yard.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on fourth.
Let's face it, you always want a team full of guys who can get you first downs and big plays of all styles, but you've got to have a big man you can just turn and hand it to, and he can be dependable in picking up first downs.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on fourth. Here's 1st and 10. On the counter, it's Walker. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd down and 5. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
They'll run for it. It's Walker.
And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
Well, that's what's called being aggressive right there. But I don't know that it's reckless. I think it's much more of a message, hey, defense, I believe in you in case we don't get it. And offense, trying to let them know he believes in them as well.
I like it. Your first drive of the game in plus territory, be aggressive.
So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10. Walker with another carry.
Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Two minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22.
Mike, 55. Check, 55. 13 next.
On the give, it's Walker. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. 59 yards rushing for him already. A terrific opening drive on the ground, and it's a first down.
On the handoff, this is Walker. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They're looking at a 2nd and 8 now from the 10. From the gun, it's Walker.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
A short yardage formation here as they come up on third down.
Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike. Hey, let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration. Oz. Switch. 60 Eagles.
They'll try for the first with Walker.
Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So the snap will come from the 3, but remember, they don't need the touchdown. They can get the first down if they get a yard, and the ball gets to the 2. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Nick Ballore, a 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Seahawks will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
Well, that drive felt like it took up an eternity. We finally have some action on the scoreboard.
Yeah, but plenty of action prior to, because that drive took up all the first quarter before we spilled into the second, and finally, points were registered.
On the other sideline, they're chomping at the bit just to get the football. Pete Carroll in that familiar hands-on knees pose. His guys will go for 2 here. Gino's going to throw. And that is going to be caught. And it moves the lead to 8-0. So they get in for the opening drive score, and they go for 2. They kept the kicker lonesome over there. They said, we don't need you this time.
Kickers? Who needs kickers for PATs?
Nice now.
We want them for field goals, not for PATs. They went for 2 and got it. It's a new tone setter for this team.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
But no run back here. Fair catch, and this will come out to the 25.
Off the play fake, Prescott. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Leonard Williams, the former number 6 overall pick, got the sack that time. Impressive individual effort there. No one was going to stop him around the edge.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's why if you play in a 4-3 base and you're a defensive end, that's why you get the big bucks. They count on you to do everything. Defend the run and, of course, get to the quarterback.
Here's Prescott.
He'll get this to his running back, Dowdle.
No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Give him the completion. No gain. DB's going with the dime look here.
Indeed, 6 on the field. Final play of the half, Prescott.
Drops this underneath for Pollard.
And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter.
The fair catch taken short of the goal line, and they'll begin this third quarter at their own 25.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of...
Brandon Cooks.
Still going inside the 20.
Touchdown, Cowboys. Brandon Cooks. 75 yards.
And the Cowboys come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays?
Water break and get on out there.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Well, they've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. On second down, it's Walker.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, As many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
They need 12 here. It's third down.
Just beating the play clock, Smith. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
They'll get 11, but still a little short. Fourth down.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a fourth down.
And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Going to run again here with Pollard.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35.
Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Cowboy first down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Gallup goes in motion.
Prescott now on 2nd down. This is caught. It's Cooks. Touchdown, Cowboys. Brandon Cooks. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Cowboys have scored again in this third quarter, this time to move out in front. Well, Charles, I think you and I both agree these guys were outplayed in that first half, and the scoreboard reflected that, but they've come out since halftime. They've looked like a different team.
And it makes you wonder what was said and done in that locker room, because they've made some nice adjustments and they're executing better. I think they got some fiery guys on that sideline that had a few things to say at the half, and now they've come out with a vengeance.
And I guess the touchdown wasn't enough. They want the onside kick as well. Oh, the Cowboys recovered it. Yes, Cowboy football. Well, they just scored, they got the lead, and they decide to keep their foot on the accelerator, so to speak.
Scouting, scouting, scouting. They had to have seen something in their preparation for this game that told them in this situation, if they get the look they like, let's go ahead and go for it anyway. They like being bold.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Prescott on first down.
And that's complete downfield to Cooks.
And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Well, obviously, they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead, now they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now.
Second down, Prescott. And that's complete to Cooks. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll run with Pollard. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Tony Pollard, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, you know, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10.
I'm coming after you. Hey, check Mike 6, Mike 6. Hey, here we go.
Now Smith.
They'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigba. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now Geno.
Throw out left, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
They had to put it mildly, but look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Pollard will take it up the gut.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, Smith. Buying time to his left. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6.
To throw is Smith. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Going for the knockout blow right there. I think if I'm up 2 scores, I'd be worried about an interception, but playing this way is what got him this lead. So you may as well ride it out to the end.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
3 down. Hey, check. 3 down.
Back to throw, Smith. Being chased out left. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down.
Micah Parsons.
Able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Smith. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. And what is this? They're lining up here to punt on 1st down. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And what is going on here? Are they serious? 1st down, and they're in punt formation. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And still a little bit of time left, but the defense can't stop the clock, so 3 kneel downs should be enough to finish this one off. And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line.
44 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down, and that should be that.
Call it a gain of 11 yards, and that should just about do it.
I know we're in the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football, and we just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Throwing here, Prescott.
They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Devin Witherspoon. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection, and now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
And they'll accept that penalty.
Here we go, bucket off the pick and roll. Shit, gotta go, we don't move it scary. Last time a shed a tear, that when Prince died. Cause if we rockin', then you know we rockin' like a Slipknot. See, this ain't basketball at halftime. We on switch sides. She thinks she love me, but she fell in love with my rich side. I got it for less. Flip that, then I got on a check. Dispatch, then we go on a race. Switch it up if that other place. Mix it up, got a lot on my plate. Got the broccoli and cheese with the beef on the side. This ain't no regular steak. No one wrong way, richer than me. This ain't up for debate. You gotta love. Maybach, lay back, matte black, just to on your truck. Now I'm in the AMG with the all black tint. They don't know it's me, but they got a little hint. How you worry about it when you can't pay rent? I've been there. Lago and Bowie, I went there. Off of Mount K, used to live there. Basketball on the tier, used to win there. Up in the cell at 17. Back in jail with no bail at 19. Up the road with the life is at 20. Made my first 100,000 at 23. Now who is he or who is she to speak on my name when you ain't me? Why they talking I'm overseas? Biggie Smalls when I move it was all a dream. Keep on talking and pump me up. Call me lucky, I guess I got dummy luck. Give it a play and then it's time. Better believe we gon' it up. Hey, he might snitch on YouTube. Say that you was up and put that on YouTube. Why you always rapping about it that you do? Why you always rapping about it that you do? Hey.